my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. It is Tacka Tuesday and Peace and Quilt Day. Also a few other things, and at the end I'm going to be taking that list of Q&As that I have, questions and answers, and over the last videos for the year, which there are 5, which is today is one of them, I will split up all of those and give you some answers. Okay, so it is maple syrup day. If you have a quilt with maple leaves, that seems like a good thing, right? Quilt with maple leaves. Show us over in Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. Or if you happen to have a quilt with maple syrup, like a container of maple syrup you've done, that would be super cool if you've done that. Not that you've spilled real maple syrup on it, but I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there that has done a maple syrup block. That'd be fun to see. So if you did one, show it. Show it, show it, show it. Also, World Central Kitchen. This is one of the t-shirts, well, sweatshirts. This one's a sweatshirt with a hood and pockets, pockets, pockets. It is one of the very first ones that we did. All of my commissions off of everything from November and December are going to World Central Kitchen. We have raised $1,500 so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a organization, as I've been saying all month, that goes and feeds people in disaster zones. So that is, they're doing amazing work, and we are helping them be able to complete those missions. So I also have, if you like notebooks, I have notebooks out there with some different designs on them. And the inside, this is what the paper looks like. It's got the little grid dots. And then there's several zippy pouch versions. This is what they look like. Great for all kinds of things. And they're just, you know, they're plain inside. And this one I have a little zipper pull on it. I think my friend Yvonne sent me this one. Did you send it, Yvonne? I think you did. Okay, so continue to support World Central Kitchen this month. I so appreciate it. It would be awesome to get to $2,000 donation. Mwah, mwah. So my Tacka Tuesday, the main thing for me is to complete this little guy. So there is the pattern, and I am very, very close. So I have got just the centers of those 2 leaves and then to finish it. I'm going to put a border around it. I may even make it into a little pillow. I think I have a small pillow that this might be cute on, so we will see. But I have 2 clips where I was trying to decide on thread. So let's take a look. So this is not enough contrast. It's kind of what the pattern called for, but I'm going to get something. I think this might be too dark. I'm going to look around. I think it may be something just a little lighter than this, but the thing is, this always looks so dense, and then when you actually stitch, it's never quite as dark, at least to me. So, okay, so I only have to pick out a few. I did about 4 stitches in there, and try another green. This is much better. So I didn't change it. I went and looked. I had one a little bit lighter, but I thought, you know, I'm just going to do a couple of stitches and see. So that is perfect. It needs to be that olive green too, and I have a bunch that were not olive green, so that worked. And this is some spun silk, this thread, which is just as soft can be. If you've never used it, give it a try. So that darker thread did work out. My gut feeling was that it will not look as dark, and it'll be the perfect olivey color. And so, yeah, that's what I did with that. The other thing I wanted to follow up is that several people asked me about what the binding looked like for the On Point quilt, the Christmas quilt, where I get the turquoise stripe binding. Apparently, I didn't show the actual binding on the quilt, so I did a video. I had a request to show the binding. Apparently, I didn't show you the binding. Here is the binding on the on this Christmas quilt where I did the stripe. I went hunting around and I found a couple different stripes that I liked, and that was one I've had for a while. So there it is, for those of you interested in how it ended up looking. So that's what it looks like. It's very cute. I think it turned out super cute. Okay, Peace and Quilt. Let's look at Peace and Quilt. This is the book that we've been sewing from all year. and I'm sure some of you kind of got it as a mission or as your primary project and already finished it. I have been following along with my friends Lisa Alexander and Susan Aki, and this is the schedule, and there are just 3 blocks left. So the first one is called the Album Star. Album Star. So there is the album star, and you can see the star pretty good, right? So the star points are white. What I find interesting is that when I'm looking at this, like here, like for me to look at it like close up like that, the star points get sort of disappear. It's the weirdest thing. But like in the camera, and if I take a picture, I see them really well. It's just really strange. When I'm looking at it in person, what I see is like that center part, and then just kind of these shapes out. Like the star points don't stand out. It's so fascinating to me how blocks can look. One of the cool things about this book, as you know if you've been sewing along, is that each block is in different sizes, so that if you like it, you can, and you want it in a different size than what was made for the sampler, you can get the pattern in there. It's got the cutting directions. Okay, the other 2 are what do they call it? This is called building blocks. Whoops, so I put it in the camera. Building blocks and the Union Star. And the Union Star is pretty traditional block that's been around a long time. So let me put them on the wall and then show you straight on with the other camera. I am standing right back at my window in front of my desk in my office chair. As far away from my wall as I can physically get. So there they are. I've got 2 of the borders pinned up there. There's, I believe, an inner border and then the outer border, I'm pretty sure. And look at that. This is such pretty colors. It's called Jelly and Jam from Fig Tree, or all the fabrics that I used in there. And it gives the similar feel to the book's quilt. And both Lisa Alexander and Susan Aki use a lot of Fig Tree fabric. So doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh my goodness. So next month, what I will have is a completed top. You know, maybe I'll have some little clips where I'm all stuck up on the cord here. Maybe I'll have some little clips where I'm working on this, but then next month the top will be all assembled and ready to get quilted. So that there is a small inner border with your background color, and then let's look at that. And then there's this border that goes all the way around, which brings the quilt up to 72 by 91. So that is, there you go. There it is. You can see that on there. You know, my fabrics are really similar, but not blue. There's no blue in this particular line. So it's similar, but without the blue. It's got the same kind of tones. So I am super excited. So next month in January, that will be sewn into a top. So she says. No, it will. Okay. Also, I am going to be starting this Christmas kitty because I can have it done by next Christmas, right? Yes, right? So my friend Wendy Shepard, who's a great enabler, she also does a lot of cross stitch. She likes to do that for her fun and relaxation. Her daughter also cross stitches, so it's so sweet. And she's like, I'm gonna make this. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. I'm gonna make it with you, because she'll probably get it done way before me, and she will do it on much smaller cloth than I will. I'm gonna do it on the bigger cloth because, you know, I can't do tiny cloth. But anyway, the Fat Quarter Shop has these, and if you want to get the same threads, they have a thing where you can like click off the threads and get the same color threads, so that you can get the project. So if you want to join in, join me. All right, now, whoops, did I break a nail? No, I didn't. Felt like it. So I am going to open the Jolly box. If you don't want to see it because you put yours under your tree, or you might be have just ordered yours because they still have them, you can order it. Because remember I said this is not a Christmas project, it is a winter project, at least to me it is. So I'm going to show you what's in here, and then you can order the box if you like, because it's so cute. Okay, here we go. So remember now, spoiler, if you're not wanting to see this, skip forward a little bit. Okay, Okay, so exciting. There's always, you know, a little exclusive. So here, when you buy this, you get, if you do another $50 order, if you get a $50 order, there's a code here, so you get a free copy of the book Peppermint Lane Block of the Month. So that's what the coupon is, and that's a super cute Christmas quilt, Peppermint Lane. See, look, snowmen, snowmen, snowman social. Okay, all right. This is an exclusive. And inside, inside, I have already peeked because, you know, I had to. And look, look at this cute, cute tray. Oh my goodness, okay. Oh my goodness, look how sweet this is. This is an exclusive for this sampler, this mystery box. I love it so much, the little tray. And that, for me, I can use, you know, through till I'm sick of winter, which sometime in late March, mid-March usually, mid-March, I'm like, okay, it's done, the winter's done. And we get a pattern, let's see, there's thread, and you're gonna see why. It's not Halloween. You'll see why in a second. Think snowman, orange nose, white snowman, black top hat, right? Right? And if you're getting this prior to Christmas, there's Christmas tags. And I need some. They're actually on my list to buy. Now I don't have to. Good deal. Okay. Well, the black is not a top hat. I lie. I forgot. It is the eyeballs. But there is the project. Super cute. I'm going to open the fabric. Here are the noses and the eyeballs. Oh, okay. Now this quilt is 54 by 74. So for those of you who really enjoy being able to make like a lap quilt, this is your project. But if you don't want to make a lap quilt, you could make a row of these for a table runner. You could make 4 of them or 9 of them for like a wall hanging. You can make one and then build it out a little bit bigger for a pillowcase. So you can make adjustments if you don't want to make a full quilt. Okay, and then you have to get a little bit of extra fabric to make the quilt, as is always the case. You get some fabric with the kit, and then there's a little bit more you need. So for this one, you'll have to get some background, the sashing, and then binding. You know, of course, your backing too. But you know, this does all of. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, I'm so excited. This fabric is so cute. I went and looked at it online, but I haven't opened my plastic thing yet. It's called On Dasher, which, yeah, that sounds like Christmas, but it's a snowman project, so it doesn't count. And not Christmas. But look, let's just here. Wait. Where's my little thing here? All right. Look how sweet this is with all the little images. And it comes, and it's got like a little house. Look at the little house. Look at that. So darling. And it comes in gray. And then look at the little reindeer. Reindeer in green, reindeer in gray. And these are, like you can see, they're on the background and the scarves. See that? The scarves and the background are what all of this fabric is used for. Then this super cute print. Look at that, love it. And then all the words. And this is by Sweetwater Fabrics. These ladies are a mom and 2 daughters. They do a great job, and they do a lot of text print. So cute. And then here, look at the plaid. That is the coolest plaid ever. And like snowy dots. And then in gray. Look at those. Oh, this is just so good. This is a really cute print. Look at that. Then some little trees. And then on gray. There's other pieces in the line, but this is what is used to do the Snowman Society. I just think it is just so cute. And so that is the kit. And it is darling. It is darling. And I might do I might do either 4 of them down, or maybe, you know, like as a long skinny banner, because I have that one place in my hallway that those work really well. Or I might do 4 of them and maybe do it for the front door. So I'm going to, and then pick the favorites, you know, like for if I did less, you know, I'm definitely going to do less. I'm not going to do the full one because I don't need that. But I have fabric that can be used. I can dig around and find some, you know, white for the snowman. I have a ton of either solids or, you know, some prints, and they could be scrappy. You know, if you're going to make this whole thing, you could do scrappy snowmen, make them all different, you know, white or off-white prints that you already have. So there's just a lot of flexibility. And if you don't have enough, you don't have to make that outer border as wide. You could make it less wide if you don't have quite enough of what's already in your stash. So look around. Look around. That's the beauty of this. Okay, I have 2 other things I want to show you, and then I'm going to do some Q&A. The Fat Quarter Shop sent me this little case. So it's got a nice little snap on it, and it opens up so that you can put project things in here. You can put threads and zippers, threads and little pin cushions, little parts of your project. You can put needles in here, and then it has a top part, and it's got like a little pocket. So if you wanted to put like another pair of scissors like back behind the pocket, or threads back behind the pocket, it is just so sweet. I really love it. It's super well made. Look at the little scissors on the lining. So cute. So I'll link you to that. And the other thing they sent me was their new wooden tray. You've seen like the tray that I have on my dining room table. This one is, and I'll open it up, not today. I want to do the Q&A today, but I'll show you this. I'll open it up. I don't know. I was thinking, I'll see how big it is. I don't know if I can put it in here somewhere and use it, and, you know, put some things on it, enjoy it, maybe put it on my plant stand. I don't know how wide it is. I have to check it out. But what tells me somewhere, not on the front, but it's a really cute way to display your small things, like especially if you do small cross stitch or other stuff like that. Little things that you get. I just love the whole idea of them, and I've enjoyed mine on my dining room table for a long time. Okay, Q&A. What I did was kind of go through and pick a few, and then the next 4 days of the next 4 videos, rather the next 4 videos of the month, because remember, this month is 3 videos, next week, and could I talk? This week is 3 videos, today, tomorrow, the next day. Next week is 1 because of the holiday, and the following is 1 because of the holiday. So there we go. So there was a, and I kind of mixed it up. I decided I didn't want to read all from the kind of the same topic. So this first one is from a business category, and I had basically had Susie, Wendy, Alzina, Pat, Susanna, and Kathy all kind of asked the same thing. So I'll read what Susie wrote because it's kind of encompasses how everybody worded it. Pat, how did you get into the quilting business? When did you make your first project? Perhaps a beloved mom, auntie, or grandma inspired you, or did you just know this was meant to be? So for me, as a little girl, as a really little girl, I decided I wanted to have my own business, and that had been a goal of mine. Even though I went to college for computer science, I worked as a software engineer for basically 20 years. So I did that for 20 years, but the whole time I was trying to think of, well, what could I do for my own business? Because I always wanted to own my own business. And no, there was absolutely nobody in my family that inspired me or anything. It was all how I'm hardwired. I'm hardwired as a person who wanted to run their own business and be in charge of everything, basically. And so I just was waiting and looking and trying to figure it out. And when I first started all those thoughts and everything, the internet didn't exist. And so it was much more difficult to kind of know what was available and how did things work, particularly when you didn't work in the industry. I worked in, aviation industry, actually. So, just totally different. So, and I did start it when the internet was in its such infancy, it really was no help. But I had started to quilt and thought, well, and this kind of goes to what Kathy wrote, you know, how did I go from being a regular quilter to teaching, writing patterns, books, and all of that? And so basically, as I started quilting, I realized I really had a strong interest in not just the art of quilting and making the quilts, but in what else was there to build the industry that supports that hobby. And I was very interested in that. And I had, I talked to shop owners, I talked to different designers, and basically at one point I went ahead and designed a couple patterns because, and I'm going to link you in the description box below to, you know, how to do your own business. You know, what does that mean? I've got two long, you know, not long, but two articles on starting your business, as in it really relates to anything, but it's geared towards quilting. So I started writing patterns, and then I sent them out to shops because the internet was such infancy. You had to do it old school. You put stuff in the mail and you sent it to them. And I got a few orders, and I was like, okay, well, then I went to the trade show and I had a booth, and there I met McCall's Magazine editor Beth Hayes, who invited me to start submitting to both of her magazines, McCall's Quilting and McCall's Quick Quilts. And so that's how it all progressed. And as things go, you meet people in the industry, you make your opportunities happen for yourself if that's what you want. And it was all done 25 years ago. So the way you did it 25 years ago is a bit different than you would now, because now there's the internet has and social media have enabled people to have access to information a lot easier than when I was doing it. So that is kind of how I started my business part. All right, so that took quite a long time, that question answer. So I'm going to answer one more. This was a quilt under the quilt question category from Sandy. She goes, where did I learn to sew? From my mom? No. My mom does not like to sew at all. My grandmothers did not sew. My great-grandmothers did not sew. My aunts did not sew. I learned to sew in high school home ec class. When I went in my first home ec class in, I don't know, 9th grade. Yeah, that's what it was, 9th grade. And I don't know if that's when I took sewing, but somewhere in the 9th grade or earlier, it's probably 9th grade, when we had the sewing section came. When the teacher told us to like turn on those machines, I think the angels sang. I was like, where have these machines been my whole life? You know, I was my whole life of 15 years, whatever I was. And my parents then bought me a sewing machine on European currency because we lived in Germany, because I was so enamored. And I sewed clothing because that's what you learned when you took home ec class. So that's how I got started. I got started there. Okay, I will maybe do a bit. I don't know how I'm going to get through all these. I may have to go into January. You guys asked a lot of sort of questions, but I can combine some of them. So I'll do that. But those are two of the questions, but from a bunch of you, because a lot of people kind of ask the same thing. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting World Central Kitchen by ordering things from my merchandise store over at Katie Spain, where Kate Spain designs all these lovely things for me. And I hope if you're doing Piece and Quilt, give a little status today. And in the comments, tell me here at YouTube, how did you get inspired to learn to quilt? And learn, maybe, or just learn to sew, either one. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.